not very encouraging before MSU. Not very encouraging. I am very displeased, um, particularly on offense, with how they performed today. I don't want to hear anything about 200+ yards rushing. We knew Northwestern has the worst rushing defense in the Big Ten, and Michigan has the #1 rushing offense. So we knew that was going to be effective. But guess what? That's not going to fly next week. Not the way it flied this week. And if you pass the ball as bad as you did today, as incompetent as the passing game looked today, you're going to lose. We're going to lose next week. This was not a good performance. The 7th game in, offensively, particularly with the passing game. That's not going to do it. And people, this goes back to, now they got the win, but we knew that they were 23.5 favorites over Northwestern. This is not about the win. We knew they were going to win today, right? So just squash that. They took care of business. Kudos, but they're not going to get some big round of applause for beating Northwestern. Okay, stop. So let's talk about what's really important, which is the matchup for next week. This is supposed to be a tune-up game for that, right? Because you had a bye last week, so it was supposed to be a tune-up. This was not a good performance. Defensively, outside of the 76-yard touchdown run, they played very well. They did what they normally do. But offensively, that was not a good performance overall. That terrible play calling by Josh Gaddis. Once again, and look, it's not like the receivers had a ton of separation, so it's partly on them, but Cade did not look sharp today, particularly on any passes down the field. And you're going to have to hit those, man. You're going to have to. And once again, there was balls overthrown or not thrown in the right direction, at least to help lead receivers open, right? Things that good quarterbacks have to be able to do, especially when, and there was times where, the Northwestern corners or secondary were playing good coverage. That doesn't give you an excuse for not completing the pass. That means as a quarterback, sometimes when your receiver has one step, you're going to have to lead them open a little bit, and it's not very, today wasn't very encouraging, in particular, trying to get, ready for next week. And I'm not feeling too good about it, and let me be very honest. Like, I don't, this is not about being negative. This is not about, woe is me. Guys, I've said it from the preseason video we did to week 1, that the way I judge this team is how they're doing. I mean, what trajectory are they on with the goal of winning the Big Ten? Which, regardless of how we got here, this is year 7 on the hardball. The goal should be to win the Big Ten, especially since we have not done it before. And while I do enjoy the wins, and I'm happy to win, I can't ignore the red flags that I see. And with this passing game, it's been a constant red flag. The quarterback controversy, who should start, JJ or Cade, it continues to be a unresolved issue. 7 games in now, more than halfway through the season. And here's what and I'm going to get into it, but here's what I can tell you. JJ may not have the experience that Cade has, which is not a ton coming into the season overall, but he does at least have a dynamic. He has wiggle, man. He can run. And we know he has a better arm than Cade. Now, maybe he doesn't have the touch, or maybe he doesn't have quite the composure Cade does, especially it makes sense as a true freshman. But man, I'm telling you, it's and when I say unresolved, I mean, like, from the coaching staff, not, that Cade has not backed the perceived confidence that the staff has in him. They start him, they don't even question that he's a starter, right? At least not in public, right?
Yeah, doesn't seem to be.
So when I say unresolved, it's like, we as fans, and we're watching the game, this doesn't make any sense. We don't really get, Cade is not, his play is not justifying this supreme confidence, right? It's safe. But so, and it's just, I can't look, they're 7-0. You gotta give them credit, but This is when the schedule's it starts next Saturday. And now it's about to get real. So these issues that Des and I have been talking about week to week, the spotty play calling on offense, the lack of consistent quarterback play, the lack of downfield threats, it's about to come to a head. And I'm not saying Michigan's going to lose, but if you think we're going to get away with the way we've been playing offensively, the inconsistent play on Saturday, then you're wrong. We're about to find out who they really are.